The portable suction pump is used in wards and theatres for aspirating fluids from wounds, the respiratory tract, body cavities, and from the mouth and airways. The fluid from the patient is sucked through a disposable catheter into a collection jar. Suction is created by an electric vacuum pump inside the pump housing. The on-off switch is located on the front panel. The degree of vacuum can be adjusted by turning the vacuum control knob and is shown by a pressure gauge. A microfilter has been fitted to prevent moisture and debris from entering the pump mechanism. Silicone tubing links the different parts of the unit together. And finally, the power cord and plug connect the pump to the main supply. The fluids from the patients are collected in a collection jar which is fitted with an overflow protection mechanism. It is good practice to empty the jar before it is full. However, in order to protect the motor, the collection jar is fitted with a safety overflow system. If the jar fills to its maximum capacity, the overflow float will be sucked onto the valve in the cap, causing the suction to stop. The safety overflow system prevents fluid from entering the motor and causing damage to it. Before using the suction unit, we carry out a brief physical inspection as follows. First, unplug the equipment from the power supply. Then, check the electric plug and cord for splits, cracks, or visible damage. Check that the tubing connectors are in good condition, meaning free of cracks and splits, and check that all tubing is properly connected. Ensure that the bottle is correctly screwed into the cap. Check the filter assembly for cracks and splits. Make sure that the filter is clean and replace it if necessary. Any problems which cannot be rectified easily must be reported so a technician can attend to it. After the physical inspection, we need to carry out a vacuum test. First, reconnect the pump to the mains power supply. Then turn the vacuum adjust knob to its minimum setting. Now switch the pump on and listen whether the motor is running. Block the inlet filter connection with your thumb and slowly turn the vacuum knob towards maximum while observing the pressure gauge. The pointer should rise from a minimum to a maximum of approximately 75 to 80 kPa. Finally, turn the vacuum knob back to its minimum setting and turn off the pump. If the suction pump fails the vacuum test, refer to the troubleshooting section in the printed version of this video or to the user reference manual. Otherwise, report the fault so a qualified technician can be contacted. Finally, prepare the equipment for use by placing it on a firm, level surface close to the patient and near to a 220-volt power supply source. Plug in the unit and switch the electrical supply point on. Ensure that the tubing is straight with no kinks or knots in it. Connect a suitable catheter to the end of the silicone tubing to the patient. Ensure that the correct suction pressure is chosen by turning the control knob while blocking the tube to the patient. The suction pump is now ready for use. An anti-foam agent may be put into the fluid collection jar before use to prevent the possibility of frothing. With the daily inspections completed, we can now start using the equipment. First, switch the unit on by means of the on-off switch. The red neon lamp in the switch will illuminate, indicating that the unit is on and ready for use. Now block the tube fitted to the patient inlet of the collection jar to check the vacuum. Adjust the setting with the pressure control knob if necessary. Make sure that the collection jar is emptied regularly and always before it is full. If the unit is not switched off when the collection jar is full and the motor is running for a long period of time, the motor could be damaged. In this case, switch off the pump and empty the jar. It can happen that the pressure gauge shows a reading even though the pump is not running. This can be the result of a full collection jar or a blocked microfilter. Take care never to start the suction pump up against a vacuum. Should the operator accidentally start the unit up against a vacuum, the fuse will blow, protecting the motor from further damage. Should this happen, make sure that the problem is reported so that a technician can be contacted. Do not attempt to replace the fuse yourself.